Let me tell you something most people don't realize until much later in life. Loneliness can either break you or it can build you into something powerful. Because when you stop running from loneliness, you start discovering who you really are. There are moments in life when everything gets quiet, no crowd, no validation, no one constantly reminding you that you matter. Those moments can feel heavy because humans naturally want connection, we want support, we want encouragement. But there's another side to loneliness that very few people talk about. Loneliness creates space to think clearly, space to build yourself, space to grow into something stronger than you were before. When you're constantly surrounded by people, it's easy to lose yourself. You start living based off of expectations. You start adjusting your behavior to please others. You start chasing approval. But when you're alone, those distractions disappear. And you're left with something powerful. Yourself, your discipline, your goals, your relationship with God. And that's when the real work begins, because loneliness forces you to develop inner strength. It forces you to become comfortable standing on your own principles. It forces you to learn how to motivate yourself instead of waiting for someone else to do it for you. And that's where power begins. A man who needs constant validation is fragile. A man who can stand alone is strong, because his confidence doesn't depend on applause. His discipline doesn't depend on encouragement. His direction doesn't depend on approval. He knows who he is and knows what he's building. He knows that temporary loneliness is a small price to pay for long-term greatness. Think about every man who ever built something meaningful. At some point, they've all walked through a lonely season, a season where people didn't understand their vision, a season where the results hadn't appeared yet, a season where it felt like if they were pushing forward by themselves, a season where it felt like they were pushing forward by themselves. But those are the seasons that shape them. Those seasons sharpen their discipline. Those seasons force them to become mentally and spiritually strong. And when they eventually stepped into success, they were prepared to handle it because they had already learned how to stand on their own. So if loneliness is a part of your life right now, don't treat it like weakness, treat it like training. Use it to strengthen your mind. Use it to deepen your faith. Use it to develop habits that will carry you into your future. Because the man who learns how to grow in solitude becomes unstoppable in the world. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and use every quiet moment to become stronger. Because the man who builds himself in solitude eventually walks into the world prepared to lead.